Okay, so today's topic is an important one. I figure it's a great first one. It's how can I, as quickly as possible and as effectively as possible, improve my skills when I'm being interviewed. And there are many different techniques online, ways to answer questions, but there's one that I found almost no one does. The vast majority of folks who I've interviewed have not, very likely not done this, since when I've given a lot of feedback, this took people by surprise. The folks that I've coached as a career coach, they all did it for the first time. And what is that? That is practice. And I don't mean research, I mean actually practice interviewing. So what do I mean by practice? Well, I think there are two simple ways you can do this. The main thing is you just got to do it, right? The first way is if you're lucky enough to have a friend or a family member who is an interviewer, who's a manager, who's hired people, then, politely ask for their time and see if, and over Zoom is great since a lot of interviews are done over Zoom these days, or almost all. Just do the interview, see if they'll take a few minutes and ask you a couple interview questions over Zoom. And then the key is have them give direct feedback after. How are my answers? How was my eye contact? How was the language that I used? How was my energy level? I'd say the week or two going up to a big interview, I try to get a few sessions with that person. And then also, if you can, see if you can do a couple, if you're in an interview round or two where you're less interested in that company, that's great too, since that's like the best kind of interview practice where you're all dressed up and you're meeting someone you don't know. So the more reps you do, the better you're going to be. So anyway, the first way is find real people to practice with. Now, I know a lot of people, maybe for whatever reason, they're not able to do that. The other way is you got to bite the bullet and you record yourself. And I can hear the groans on the other side already. No one likes, I shouldn't say no one, but most people don't like hearing themselves speak or looking at themselves on camera. Perfect. Even better. Then you can be your harshest critic and only you need to know. So how do I get some interview questions? Well, easy. Just use ChatGPT. You use AI, have it come up with a few interview questions, or even just start with one. Start with one or two questions. Say, I'm interviewing at X company. Give me a couple questions they'll likely be asking me, or I'm interviewing at X company for this role. Give me a few questions that they'll likely ask, and then just record yourself day one. Just maybe do one question, pretend like you're talking to the person on the other side and answer it, and then watch yourself. And I know it's gonna be harsh, especially the first time, but just watch yourself. You're gonna catch so many things. Guess what? It's better that you catch it than it being caught by the interviewer on the other side. If you catch it, you can try again later that day or the next day and see if you can make it better. And your goal is just a little bit better each time. So if you have a week until an interview, if you don't do it every day, you do it 5 days. You have 5 days to get better. And every day you just want to get a little bit better. So let's say you have 5 days to practice before the interview. You can pick, 5 different topics to work on and make all 5 of those better. So by the interview day, you're better at all 5. So I wrote a few of these down. So, let's say record yourself interviewing and just pick one of these. So like eye contact, right? Look back, don't ignore everything else. You can ignore everything else, at least at first. And just, was my eye contact good? There are some rules out there. I don't remember what's the, ideal, but I think it's something like 70% eye contact, 30% looking away. I'm sure when I watch this video back, I'll notice my own eye contact and see if I can be better. Then the next time you do it, like the next day or later that day, make your eye contact better and see if you've improved on it. Then the next time you do an interview, or you do your interview practice, look for filler words. That's one I notice so much. So many people in interviews use like or or whatever sound or word to fill time. Just get that out of your vocabulary. And your goal for the next practice is maybe you won't get all of it out, but cut it in half or cut it by 3/4, where you just do it sometimes, and you can even get better and better over time. Let's say the third one, look at your content. Was my answer on point? If you're unsure, you can have ChatGPT help you. Type in the things that you wrote and say, can I make this better? The fourth one can be your answer structure. There's a famous structure out there called the STAR method. You can look it up. I won't get into it in this video, but did I answer it well? Did I organize my answer well? Was it structured well and clear and logical? And then let's say a fifth one can be brevity, right? Did I answer in a way that was efficient? By the way, I'm going to be doing all this with this YouTube video. I'm going to post it as is, but I'm going to be doing this, and my goal is to get better at my YouTube videos, including getting great content to all of you, but making my presentation better. I'm out of practice and talking on camera, if you will. So I'm excited to post a couple of these a week and get better each time, and learn a little bit each time. But that's what I challenge you to do with this video: is don't just do the research, right? Don't just ask ChatGPT, how should I answer? Don't just look for the, what's the culture like in the company, or what are the values of the company, or, knowing the job description. You have to know all of those. Now put it to practice. Actually practice doing it, and you catch it, or have a friend catch all of the things that you can improve on before you actually go into the interview that you care about. So feel free to please comment. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm curious what you all think about this, or if you've practiced yourself, or if this is actually kind of novel, because I know a lot of people don't actually do the repetitions, but it's all about repetitions. The last thing I'll say is, I'm a musician. When I was growing up, I played sports. It's the same thing. Interviewing, especially in this competitive environment where a lot of people are vying for the same jobs right now, it's a competition by the end. And when you get to the interview stage, there are likely only a few people. But by a few, it doesn't mean one other person. There might be 4 or 5 other people, which means you still have to beat all of them out to get the job. So when you get to the interview stage, make yourself as good as possible by putting in the reps, just like all those things that you got good at when you were, a kid, or in your whatever it is. Do the same thing with the interviews if you really want that job. So, okay, looking forward to posting many more videos with many different topics. If you have topics that you want me to cover, any part of the hiring process, I'm excited to help with. So I'm Tim, the millennial recruiter, but I'm here to help folks of all generations, of course, get your job, whether it's a first job or your 20th job. If you're on the hunt, my goal is to help you. So, all right, like and subscribe, and until next time.